Hi everyone, I am Noelle with Noelle Rollins Art. So this is not art related per se, but it could be if you are living on a budget or trying to save money for a bigger goal. This video is for you. So both in my current life right now as we are saving for an around the world trip, and also times so that I could work from home and be a part-time stay-at-home mom, times where we paid off debt, I always kind of had this little feeling like I was going to figure out how to do these things without feeling poor. It's not a fun feeling to feel like you're broke, you're poor, things are never going to get better. How come I don't have enough money? It's a very different mindset that I'm kind of going to address today than those things. There are moments, like I just had one, of that feeling where you just feel kind of an ick feeling when you have to say no to something for a money reason, especially when people are involved and feelings are involved. I just had someone kind of say something condescending back to me. Well, maybe you shouldn't go then if money's a concern, blah, blah, blah. You're right, I shouldn't go. So thank you for making that easier for me. But people don't mean anything by it. They're just looking at their own needs too. So you can't take it personal. But I digress. So if you are saving, let's say, for whatever your reason is, you're living on a budget, you have X amount of money. It could be, let's just be honest, whether it's $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, $500,000, it's a chronic problem that people live beyond their means. There are millionaires living beyond their means. There are people at the poverty level living beyond their means. So saying that you're living on a budget does not mean that you are poor. So let's just address that first off. It means that you are trying to live responsibly. It means that you are living with integrity. It means that you have your eye on something beyond just the present moment and the happiness of that minute. So let's just address that, and bravo to you if this is what you're doing, because it's not easy always, but it does make your future life easier. I spent my entire 20s having massive credit card debt and kind of just doing what I had to do to get by. I was a single mom for part of that, and it was not easy. And there was just, I had to make choices sometimes of, do I spend time with my kiddo or do I go work more hours? And sometimes I chose the kiddo and it added to more debt. I'm just going to be honest, or at least less income for me to pay off the debt. And so now in my 40s, I've come a long way, and it feels good to kind of be looking at this from another perspective. So first off, I encourage you, if you're just feeling out of control and you can't get a handle on the spending and you feel poor and broke because of that, that's a different thing than what I'm talking about. If that's the case, there are so many finance videos. There are so many how to get out of debt videos, how to get control of your spending videos. So I encourage you to do a little research and watch those, because it really will give you hope that it's possible. Second, if you're in the group like I am, where we can afford our monthly bills, we have money coming in, life is good, we are just reaching for something that is really big and costly and exciting and a total extra in life. It's not like a necessity, but in order to achieve that, it's forcing me to say no to all kinds of things. Like, I have tightened up our budget. I am cooking in bulk again. I am trying to make healthy, cheap meals in big batches so that I can save money on our grocery budget. We're picking very strategic entertainment type things in our budget, like we're going camping, stuff like that. That's kind of affordable and fun and not sacrificing time together. So that's another area of, you can still choose to do things and you can still choose to take on a different mindset with them, instead of, oh, I'm broke and I don't have money so I'm just going to go through and get the dollar menu at McDonald's. Switch your thinking. There's actually like recipes and things you can do for less than $1 that are healthy. You can make big batches of everything from chili to burritos to salads to all kinds of things. Grow your own food. If you think in a bigger way and you take control of your bigger picture. So it kind of sometimes requires a little sacrifice up front to then kind of build up a little bit of money to then maybe buy a larger bag of, flour or rice or whatever it is that you're going to use as a staple for some of these meals. It also requires you to have the confidence in yourself to say no often, whether it's to dinners out, or if you get asked to go out to dinner with friends, maybe you offer to meet up for apps instead, meet up for coffee. You can often get out of, an entire fun event of having coffee with someone for under $10 and still have the same feeling of bonding and connection with them as you would have over a, $40, $50, $60 dinner. So make choices like that where maybe you are not sacrificing the event itself, you're just changing that. I've also started doing things like inviting a friend over, and she actually brought her own coffee, and then we went on a hike through our forest here and just talked and caught up, and it was so lovely, and it cost me nothing. And that was a really great thing to still get to connect with her and kind of seeing the friends that are willing to still make that sacrifice, or willing to, sacrifice isn't the right word, willing to meet you where you're at and honor your goal is a big thing. The people that are not able to see that, if you clearly articulated it, then give yourself permission that maybe just let themselves go a little bit, and that's okay. There's always going to be people passing through that are kind of used to you being a certain way. And if you are having to change the rules on that, some people won't be okay with that. And that's okay. It's hard. It can be devastating, but you just have to know that, like, bigger picture, you're honoring what you need to do. Really honor the fact that whether it's just for you, whether it's for you and your spouse or significant other, whether it's for your children, the fact that you are willing to say no to some things, to honor them and protect them and create a better future for them and yourself is a really big deal. So just allow that to soak in and just keep your eye on the prize, knowing that we're cheering for you, because it's not easy, especially in this American society we live in, where it is all about just do what feels good now. It takes an incredible amount of discipline and self-control to balance that out, that constant messaging, with a sense of sacrifice and delayed gratification. So anytime you're able to do that, just give yourself a pat on the back. It's a big deal. Another thing I will add too is even just getting to the point where I was no longer going into debt, just to where I was breaking even, took a lot of sacrifice, because we were used to living beyond our means. We were used to just things getting charged, or we would think that a busy season is coming and we'll pay it off then, and maybe a busy season wouldn't come and then it sits there. So honor, even if it's not that you're working towards something bigger, but you're just looking at getting control of the life you are living, honor that. It's a big deal. It was probably the hardest part of the entire getting out of debt process, was that first step of getting really real about what we're spending and having the really tough conversations about every single item on our budget, where money was going, and saying, is this worth it to us? Can we cut this out? Do we want to cut this out? All of those things added up to a ton of money. I mean, and to this day, I am constantly looking at what streaming services we have. Like this past summer for the Olympics, I had Sling for a little while and Peacock and a few different things so I could watch the Olympics. That was really important to me. I love the spirit of the Olympics and watching them. And then immediately after, I was like, okay, cut. So now we're down to one streaming service again, and just being okay with that and looking at ways to do that where I know I don't feel bad about that, because that is part of our bigger goal. So that is the number one piece of advice, is always go back to your bigger goal. And if you're not clear what that is, get clear about it. What is your why for doing this? You're going to hold that up to every single event you're invited to, every single item in the grocery store or walking around Target, every piece of clothing. Do you already have one? Can you buy things used? Not just from a money perspective, but there is a huge environmental benefit to buying things that are used. The demand for new things goes down. People can continue the life cycle of of an item before it gets sent into the ground, it's a really big deal. And if we can make that just even a tiny percentage of our household, things that are reused, that alone has an incredible impact on things beyond us. And it helps our budget. So look at all of those items, add it up, start to just notice the difference it's making, keep track of it so you can see the difference. It doesn't just feel like all you're doing is sacrificing for no reason. And also, I would add, there is times where we've sacrificed and we've gone about 80% and it just feels like we're treading water. Sometimes it's that last 20% that feels really difficult, because now it's kind of these things like I had to do today, saying no to something that was not easy, that maybe in the past I would have justified. And it's tough. And I just have to like not let that person make me feel bad. Money is not even on their radar as a worry. They happen to be in a place in their life where money is just in abundance. And that is great for them. I'm wanting some bigger things than what I can do if I also say yes to some of these things right now. So, and notice within me, there is no sense of victim. There is no sense of the world's out to get me. Why can't I just have it all? I am completely open, especially running my own business, to abundance and extra money flowing in. It happens all the time. But I honor that as not already spent then, because I said yes to things, just counting on this extra showing up. I look at that as a blessing that then goes on top of everything I'm willing to kind of sacrifice and live within my means about. Then those blessings show up and they are added to whatever our goal is. So they do happen. They just happened actually this week, where bigger orders show up or extra money comes that I didn't realize that was still owed to us. Man, it's exciting when that happens. And it's also exciting to be able to put that right into the travel account savings. So yes, it can happen. Just trust yourself. Reach out if you need to. Surround yourself with people that are living this way so that you don't feel like you're the only one in your circle. Do it. Start to kind of create this norm. So as the world sort of kind of invades your whole life with all of this messaging, you have a home base of something that you're consciously giving yourself as a message. And you can balance out all of that never ending of other people spending your money, your time, and your energy for you. So yeah, don't be mad at other people. Focus all your energy on your goal. Don't play victim. We all have different life situations where times are tougher and then times where things flow easier. Trust that things in your future are brighter. They're just going to keep getting better. Trust that. It happens. Even there's been so many times where we couldn't see a way out of a situation and we were just diligent and we just kept showing up and things happen. People show up on our path to kind of give us an opportunity. Money may find us, opportunities find us where we can make extra money. Trust that. Just stay in a good headspace. Stay in a place of openness. Stay in a place of receiving. Stay in a place of trusting. And stay in a place of integrity. Honor your path and know it's yours. It doesn't matter if any of us get it. If you're doing it with integrity and with good intentions, and you kind of analyze the benefit to not just you, it's not hurting others, then go for it with all that you can and make it happen. What would you add to this? Has there been something where you've had to say no to things so that you could say yes to other things? I have a whole video about that, by the way. You can click on in my past videos. And is there a way that you have found to keep your mindset in a good place while you are working towards a goal? Share with us. I have some ideas and I know what I've lived, but I love hearing from all of you of what you have found that works for you and what you have experienced. I think we can all learn from each other and all grow and help each other. So thanks for being here. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel already. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. And go ahead and like this video if you got anything out of it. So the fun algorithms will help others find it as well. All right, you guys, have a great day. Bye.